I did see the film, and it is a humdinger. It's called Profile of a Wiener. And it was real interesting. I've never seen a film that interesting before, and I hope you like it as much as I did. I want to tell you a little bit about it so you don't go in there cold like I did, because it wasn't until about halfway through the film that I understood what was going on. Disney. Oh, boy. Anyhow, basically it starts out around the 1900s and starts telling you about the weenie industry and how it begun. Now, according to this film, seems that in the early days of weenie making, they had no sort of rules and regulations on what had to go into a weenie to be called a weenie. But I'll tell you one thing, it wasn't real good stuff. I mean, there'd be rats falling into it and buggies falling into it and little rats going to the bathroom in it. And then when it came time to making the weenies, they just get this big old bulldozer and pour it into this big pot and let it stew for a while and simmer, and then they shove it into the weenie and you'd buy it and you didn't know what you was buying. But I'll tell you one thing, I wouldn't want to bite into one of them because you might find a rat's tail in it or something. That reminds me of a joke my pappy used to tell me. Now my pappy, when he was alive, God willing, he used to say, Clem, that's my name, Clem, and he used to call me Clem quite often. He said, Clem, what's worse than biting into your wiener and finding a rat's tail in it? I love this joke. And I'd sit there every time and I'd scratch and think and I'd go, damn, I don't know what is worse than biting into a weenie and finding a rat's tail in it. Now get this, my pappy get me every time he go, well, Clem, the only thing that's worse than biting into a weenie and finding a rat's tail in it is biting into a weenie and finding half of a rat's tail in it. That's a real funny joke. I tell you, it gets me every time. Anyhow, getting back to what the motivational weenie film was all about, seems that nowadays they got more rules and regulations in the weenie industry, and they're going to, have a certain amount of rodent hairs and buggies in it, but a lot less than you used to. And it's almost 100% sure that you're not going to find a rat or half of a rat's tail in it. In fact, to prove a point, I brought you down some weenies today to just show you that out of a random sample of different types of weenies, you're not going to find any buggies or any rodent hairs. I'm going to explain to you what each kind of weenie is, and then I'm going to take a bite as I'm explaining to you what each type of weenie is. Take, for instance, this first one right here. Now, this is your basic all-American weenie. It's about 5 inches long and doesn't contain many rodent hairs. And it's good. I'll show you. Oh, wait a second. I got my chalk. Excuse me. Put it right here till after I'm through biting into the weenies. My pappy used to tell me about chaw, too. He said, Clem, he called me Clem all the time. He'd say, Clem, the only man that would waste a good chaw would be the same man that would waste a good woman. And ever since then, I never wasted me any good chaw, and I never wasted me any good women. But now let's get back to these weenies. To prove a point, I'm going to show you, if you break one open, you're not going to find any weenie hairs. Or I should say rodent hairs. Now I'm going to take a bite of this, babe. No rodent hairs in here, no rodent tails, no little buggies either. And that's good. I'm going to save that one for later. Now next, we got this big super weenie. It's a 1/4 pounder, 4 ounces of pure weenie flesh. And boy, you're going to have yourself one of big appetite to eat this baby. Boy. That's even better than this little weenie because there's a lot more weenie meat in there, see? Yeah, that's good. Now, excuse me, let me chew my weenie first. I'll eat all these weenies later on. Now, lastly, we got this super long weenie. Now, some of you folks that go out to Dodger Stadium out there will know this as a Dodger dog. But I went to the store and it had nothing to do with Dodger dogs. It's just your big basic super weenie. And to prove a point, if you take 2 of these little weenies, you get the big weenie. So what I don't understand is this. I'm dropping my weenies. Oh, let it go. What I want to tell you is that why don't they just take one of these big weenies, break it in half, and now you got your 2 little weenies, and rather than go out and buy these little weenies, you can go out and buy the big weenies. Damn, these are as good telling you about weenies, and it has nothing to do with weenies. It's this film called Profile of a Winner. Now, I don't know nothing about this. I'm upset. I'm going to go back to playing on Tron. They asked me down here to tell you about weenies, and they changed the film on me. I can't believe it. Throw the film.